video designed, developed, and presented courtesy of immigrationpotentials.ca. In order to sponsor a family member of 2, G5 sponsors need to make a commitment of $24,800. There are at least 6 different ways to calculate G5 sponsorship application costs, but it is not limited only to 6 ways. There are dozens of other options as well, but in this video we can only share with you 6 different ways to give you a basic idea on how to calculate different resources that G5 sponsors would like to put towards the refugee sponsorship application. Number 1, income. So the first one is that all of the 5 members make a commitment of funds from their income. $5,000 each of the members, one of them $4,800. So total will be $24,800 required for 2 refugees that are from the same family. And proof of this income can be notice of assessment, T4, whichever is the most recent ones, and you need to include with the sponsorship application and send it to Case Processing Center. Number 2, the amount of funds is the same, that each of the G5 members make a commitment of 5,000, and member 3 4,800, member 4 and 5 is 5,000 each of them. But in this situations, they do not use their income. They have funds in their bank account. They can deposit to a trust account that is opened in a joint account under the name of the refugees. So once you open a joint account and you deposit all these funds, then the financial institution needs to provide a letter with a stamp and date confirming that $24,800 is available in the account for the purpose of sponsoring refugees from outside of Canada. Number 3. So number 3, G5 sponsors can use combination of income and deposited funds. As you can see on the top row, 5,000 funds is deposited from group member 1, 5,000 commitment is made by group member 2 from his or her income, and then number 3, $4,800 funds is deposited to a joint account. Number 4, $5,000 is deposited to a joint account, and group member 5 make a commitment of $5,000 from his or her income, which again, when you calculate all of them, is $24,800. The level of contribution from each of these sources can vary. Like, for example, you can change the other way. Somebody has sufficient funds in his account, make a $10,000 deposit to a trust account, and then group member 3 doesn't have to make any financial commitment, as long as the rest of the group members, or at least 3 of the G5 group members, can make a commitment of $24,800. That will be sufficient enough for the purpose of sponsoring 2 refugees from outside of Canada. Okay, method number 4. In number 4, we add another source of income that, or another source of contribution, which is called in-kind contribution. Since in-kind contribution cannot be used by itself, unlike income in funds, so in-kind contribution should always be part of other source of commitment. So in these situations, one of the G5 members have one bedroom available, and he or she would like to accommodate refugee family upon their arrival in Canada and allow them to stay for at least 12 months after their arrival. So you can count $9,984 from that perspective, and then the other four members needs to make income commitment. For example, uh, group member 1 make income commitment of 3,000, member 2 5,000, member 3 2,000, and group member 4 $4,816, and group member 5 has one bedroom unit or one bedroom available to accommodate refugees. So when you calculate all of them, it will be $24,800 required uh, for a refugee sponsorship application. So method number 5, so it's similar to number 4. In this case, in-kind contribution is combined with funds deposited to trust account. But the only difference here is that the in-kind contribution is by member number 4, which is $3,113. You might get confused that where did this funds or contribution can come from. In method number 4, we had one bedroom that accounted for $9,984, which is clear. But in here, $3,113 is coming from the following items. For example, group member 4 would like to provide worth of $770 clothing, worth of $1,708 furniture, worth of $325 household needs, and $160 linen, and $150 food. This is a one-time contribution so that the G5 member 4 can provide these things upon arrival of refugees. So these things cannot be repeated for the following months. It's just a one-time in-kind contributions that group member 4 can help for the cost of refugees resettlement in Canada. And then again, we can see group member 5 makes deposits $5,000 to the trust account. Group number 3 $5,000, group number 2 $5,000, and group member 1 $6,687 funds that can be deposited to a trust account, so that we have a total of $24,800 required for this particular sponsorship application. So last but not least, method number 6. So method number 6 is very interesting, because in method number 6 we can combine all three sources together: in-kind contributions, funds, and income. For example, if you start from the bottom of the arrow up, worth of $9,984 is provided bedroom a bedroom for a refugee family, $4,000 is provided by group member 2 through his or her income. $3,703 also by group member 3's income. And then group member 4 provides $3,113 as in-kind contributions such as clothes, furniture, household needs, linens, and food. And group member 5 deposits $4,000 funds to a trust account and provides proof of all these things with the sponsorship application so that the case officers at the immigration case processing centers can assess and process the sponsorship application. One thing that you need to realize that this number 6 one is a little bit complex because the source of funds are distributed and they come from different ways. So really good calculation is required and a good record keeping is needed so that you can prove or convince the visa officers or the case officers can be convinced that you calculated all these things properly and you have these funds available upon arrival of refugees in Canada so that once they arrive here they should not face difficulties or challenges. For example, when they come here the bedroom is rented for somebody else or the sponsor moved or sold his or her house, then that's not available. For instance, how you can prove that clothes, furniture, and all other things are provided as in-kind contributions. So this one is a little bit complex and needs due diligence to make sure that the sponsorship applications qualifies for approval. I think that's it. I hope that you have some basic knowledge about calculating refugee sponsorship application costs. And as I said earlier, that there are more ways to calculate G5 sponsorship application costs, and obviously I was able to share only 6 of them, and I hope that it will give you a good understanding